Welcome to the Good Brothers Committee podcast.
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's another Friday night. It's another episode of the Good Brothers Committee podcast. As always, I got my right hand man, my partner in crime, Mr. P. Powell, to the third Powell, Mr. Preston Powell the third. Good evening, good
Back
brother.
with the good brothers, man. Appreciate you, Chad, man. As always, happy holidays to you. I see you looking festive with your
Hey, I'm
holiday
coming
sweater.
to I'm coming to the
Yeah,
party.
yeah. But actually, we got the ugly sweater party tonight at
That's what
Churchill.
I'm talking about.
As we always start the day with, I would do the cigar this week. This is Bovada. This is a new cigar that just being invited into the shop is a gentleman out of Puerto Rico, of all places. Has his own brand. One thing we do at Churchill, Chad will tell you, is that we always give people an opportunity to explore their brand and let the brothers taste it and
Oh yeah.
see what they think. And if they like it, we carry it. So this
Oh
is
yeah.
the new ones just came in this week. Bovada, like I said, out of Puerto Rico's Dominican cigar. You know, I'm gonna smoke it a little later. I still smoking one of these right here, so I'm gonna probably pop this in a little later. Next week I'll tell you guys what it tastes like. But Chad,
Yep.
y'all out of school this week, huh?
Man, my last day was Wednesday. Well, we had to win it half a day.
Right.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
clocked in, had 2 virtual days, and now I am off for work.
happy holiday. So before we get to, we know the playoffs start tonight. So by the time y'all see this, some of the games probably already been played. And my man just popped it in. I was just about to say we got a special guest supposed to be here today. My man CD Neely from the pregame show and the morning run. And speaking of the devil, there he is.
Man, watch out now. Look who it is.
My brothers,
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
it's all good in the hood. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good, feeling good.
Man,
Good to see you,
it's
man.
like Sunday morning, man. Yeah, for sure.
Good to see you. The pregame show and the morning run. If y'all not familiar with those, you really need to check them out on YouTube. It's on the pregame show network. They got a various amount of shows. The morning run is give you a great update on the happenings in sports in general, and as well as the pregame show, give you some behind the scenes of Colorado football, Jackson State football, and some other things out there. Always got, this one thing I would give those shows, unlike other podcasts, things like that, they always got somebody on there. Or somebody
That's right.
that, of note that you might want to hear from stars to, I don't know how you pull that off, but hey, you doing it.
Big time.
You doing it. Then how you been, man?
Man, I'm doing good, brothers. Like when you talk about somebody of note, I'm with two brothers of note, man. That's the legendary Chad Ford, Daddy Does It, recruit extraordinaire. Everybody named Mama wanted Chad Ford at their university coming out of Provine High School.
Man, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a long time
Talking
ago.
about D-line, punter, kicker,
Yeah.
assistant coach, defense coordinator. He did it all.
Man, it's rough in the swag.
Yeah, but it's fair.
Oh, yeah, it is.
But it's fair.
Hard, but it's fair. Hard, but it's
That's
fair.
a good deal, man. So then how long you in town for?
Yeah, man, coincidentally, when you hit me, first of all, salute to you, brothers.
Yeah,
Cheers.
salute,
I know
salute.
Chill. I'm do that in a minute. Yeah, yeah.
It was really coincidence, providence, I should say. When you hit me, I was on the way to Churchill. I was getting situated, coming and watch the playoff games, college playoffs, and I said, man, let me settle in and do the show from the crib.
Right.
Yeah, but I'll be here to spring ball starts. Spring ball starts. I think we got our first practice in Colorado that Monday, March 2nd. So I'll be here to the end of February.
Oh, well, good deal. Good deal. Hey, so
Cool.
let me ask you a question. So, are they exploring playing? I know last year the NCAA denied it. Are they exploring trying to play somebody in the spring again?
Brother Powell, it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna happen this year.
Right.
I think one of the things that has taken some of the steam away from it needing to happen is you've now done away with the spring portal.
Yeah.
Because what was happening to the spring games, bro Ford, is that when you would go out there and play an exhibition against yourself, it was
Right.
actually showing other schools your talent and then the phone start ringing, and the next thing you know, they're in the portal because they got offers for what they got seen.
Right.
Which is literally what's taking place right now. And I know we're gonna get into that as well.
Mhm.
But I do think for the future of college football, we're talking 2, 4, 6, 8 years down the road, the NCAA, if nothing else, understands TV streaming and money, and there's more money in watching opposing teams practice against each other, as in the NFL preseason, than it is to watch a scrimmage of teammates playing against each other.
Got you. Well, Neely, do you think this is something that's been long overdue, despite the era of college football at this time?
I think it's been long overdue from a competitive standpoint, from a product standpoint. But I think now the audience demand and the money has reached the same level of fervor that internally what coaches want to do. Coaches, as you know, Chad, been wanting to do this.
Right.
Why am I sitting here practicing against myself, beating up on myself,
Right.
when I can call up a team down the road that's not on my regular schedule and we could be having to practice against each other?
Right.
Because that also helps the coaches sharpen their skills as well. So I think this is something that collegiate athletes, collegiate coaches have been wanting for a while. But now, when you see the television market begin to dry up on these televised spring games, the next level is going to be like, okay, nobody no longer wants to sit up and watch Alabama practice against Alabama, but they do want to watch Alabama practice against the University of Memphis.
You
And
know,
that's where the sponsors are going to come in, and that's where you go say, okay, rule change,
well, you know,
because we got to stop playing, guys.
one aspect of that
This
is
this
I
this
thought
ain't
they
about
were
graduating.
right.
Right.
I thought they
This ain't
were.
about test scores.
Mhm.
This is about money.
Oh, without a
Yeah.
doubt. And
Yeah.
I thought when a lot of people start canceling their spring games, because something you touched on a little while ago about, you just sitting out there advertising players, and then you can notice a guy that got a little talent. Oh, he's not playing that much. He might be willing to move and whatnot. I
Hmm.
thought that would be the emphasis that made the NCAA move a little faster. Because I know Colorado tried to do something last year, but they did. And I knew why they didn't, because they said, well, they probably didn't give everybody else a shot at it.
No, I thought you were gonna tell the truth, Preston. You was right there. I thought you were gonna tell the truth on why they didn't do it. You
Well,
was right there.
Go on, tell the truth and
but
say the devil,
the truth
President.
is, because it's prime offer that he wanted to do it.
Bam. Wait.
He
Not just
wanted to do it.
Prime. I want to put it right there. The other coach was black
But
too.
two black coaches wanted to do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Right.
right.
Two
And they
Yeah.
two
wasn't
black
strapped or something like that.
outspoken coaches
Right,
wanted to do this. Like, hey, y'all know we gonna do it, but we can't let y'all be first.
right. Because you notice when they announced that they were talking about doing it, all these other coaches start saying like, "Oh man, I want to do that." So I think, oh yeah, they ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, and for those who may not up on it, man, it was Coach Prime and Syracuse coach who really got together and said, "Hey, man, if you down, I'm down."
Right,
And then the NCAA stepped in and said, "No, that's not in the rules." And you have two coaches, who are mavericks, right, and
right,
who don't believe in just because we've never done it, don't mean we can't do it.
Right.
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 At some point, Chad, old Newt Rockney said, "Man, why don't we take 3 steps back and throw the damn ball?"
And look what happened.
Yeah.
The full
now
pass,
you
right,
now you got trips right, single man left, and that's all we do is throw
Yeah.
the ball. But at some point, that
Exactly.
was unheard of.
right.
Right. And
Especially
the
a
thing
lot.
and the thing about it, gonna let two teams like Fordham and Kent State do it. No offense, but I'm just saying man, we got a long
Oh,
way to
no
go.
offense, there's still America.
Yeah, we got a long way to go.
Yeah,
Right.
I ain't trying to move nowhere no time soon, but it's still
Yeah.
it's still what it
we
is,
got
man.
we got a long way to go. Harvard and Brown in
Yeah,
the spring game.
yeah.
Who really want to see that? That ain't worth giving me a hot dog for.
Our upper level, if Saban was still in the game, he'd do it first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
right.
do think that it gives an opportunity, especially for mid-tier teams, the lower power conferences,
Yes, sir.
to get that exposure,
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Also get exposed to the competition, but also opportunity to recruit too at the same time because you got some kids, everybody ain't going to Alabama,
No,
everybody ain't going to Colorado.
no.
Well,
Some
these
kids, yeah,
days,
they're good.
NIL, you can't get them all now.
Oh, well, that's going to be capped too, so don't worry about it. That's coming.
Yeah.
I can't let the show go any further without acknowledging. God damn, that's an ugly Christmas sweater. I love it, Chad. Like
Appreciate
it really just dawned on me what you pulling off over there.
it. Yeah, man.
Well, it's supposed to be the
Appreciate
ugly sweater party.
yeah.
Like,
Hey, you can
woo.
get the whole
Hey,
effect of it. You get the whole effect of it now. It got a cup holder on
and the winner is Chad. I just got a good look. Like, hold up, dog. Like,
it.
that
Is
some bitch
that a
is
cup holder?
confusing. It's going. I'm like, what am I looking at?
Oh yeah.
Now
What, you said a
you
cup
should
holder
win.
on it?
Huh?
You said a cup holder on it?
Yeah, I took the stick off. It's supposed to say put your cup in my pocket.
Uh,
Yeah, I took it off.
I gotta tell you this, Chad. You'll appreciate it. Preston will too.
Uh,
I saw the flyer about the ugly sweater party,
uh,
and by the time I saw it, I couldn't go out and get one because hell, I really don't know where to find them.
right.
I was gonna show up tonight in an Alcorn sweater.
Ooh, that's ugly.
No, that would have been good.
Yeah, you would have won.
Yeah.
Big time. You would have won.
That would have been a good one. That was good. Neely, before we move on, could you give people some insight on the pregame network and things you got going on in the future and the stuff you guys got going on now? Because I try to catch the morning run, a couple times a week for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes YouTube just not good with the notifications when y'all go on, but when I do, I hop on there. I mean, it's really this is a really good job. Y'all do a really good job with that.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that support. It's now live 5 days a week.
Mm,
We started off with maybe once or twice a week pre-recorded, then we went to 3 times a week live, and now we're at 5 times a week live. And it's really just a part of the long-term plan. Like I'm sitting here in my throwback, my pregame show shirt. As y'all know, this thing started with the pregame show, which was content I did with Coach Prime. And so about the past 2 years now, it's grown into the pregame network, where we're not only adding shows about different subjects and topics, also want to bring in house, other podcasts like Good Brothers Committee, to be the distributor for that, or any other content out there that people, are looking, to reach a bigger audience with their stuff that they already got going. So the plan for the future, as we go into 2026 and beyond, is just that to continue to expand the bandwidth, expand the reach. Um, I can vividly remember when first starting this thing, when I take my hometown of Jackson, Mississippi, that we're both broadcast, three of us are broadcasting from now,
right.
was, let's say, 50,000 views, and it was number one in the market. Well, now 3 years later, it's probably 100,000 views, but it's 27 in the market.
Wow.
So even where we've had growth, the other areas have grown exponentially. Like currently, man, our top 10 cities are New York, Houston, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Charlotte. Just from coast to coast. So it's been a blessing, man. We just want to continue expanding. Like sometimes, man, when I'm just surfing the net, as we used to say, and I come across somebody with a good podcast, good content, I reach out to him and say, "Hey, man, how would you like to come under the umbrella?" And we serve as a distributor. You keep doing what you're doing. We also broadcasting on our network and chop up the revenue from it because it gives you, more eyes to what you're doing as well. So want to continue more stuff like that. Wednesdays with Warren will be back with Coach Sapp. We still got the coaches show, the whistle. Probably going to change up. The show will be there, but probably looking at adding some additional coaches to it. Looking at a chalkboard show, Chad, something you'd be wonderful at.
I
Where people can
appreciate
go
that.
to the
Yeah.
board and kind of like what John Gruden does and break down what's happening, kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
inform
Yeah.
fans what's happening on this play.
Right.
Because I
Right.
think a lot of people, when they watch football, they make the mistake of just watching the ball,
Right.
and that's not where the game is played. you
No.
know.
No.
So man, just want to expand Preston, and just as much as we've added a 5 day a week morning live show, want to get to where we got a 5 day a week evening show because so much happens in sports culture and politics throughout the day if you wait every 24 hours, you're gonna be late on something. So there's
Right.
always gonna be enough to talk about, particularly from an editorial standpoint.
Well, one of the things I do like, especially with the morning run, you guys do when you have like Tiffany Green on there and WWE stars and just people I guess you just run into over
Yeah.
time. You bring them on there and give them a chance you get to see them get personal outside of whatever they're doing at that particular time. So I always thought that was interesting that you guys have that aspect going on.
Yeah, again, appreciate that, man. I tell you what, here's been the blessing in that. I remember two off the top of my head. I was in Arizona. No, this was Texas Tech. So we're in Lubbock, Texas, and I see Mr. Brown from the Tyler Perry movies on the sideline. I said, man, let me go say something to him. And I got about 5 yards from him. He said, "Man, Uncle Neely, pregame show, man, what's going on?" And like
Wow.
Right.
I already knew.
he knew
Yeah.
right who I was, and sure enough, when I later checked on YouTube, his channel follows my channel. So I did an interview with him. And the year before that, another sticks out to me. We were in UCLA at the Rose Bowl, and I walked up to Mark Jackson and asked him for an interview. And before I could ask, he knew who I was. Like, hey man, what's going on, Neely? What you got? And so same thing with like Natalie Eva Marie, who came on WWE Diva, man. She's probably got 25 million followers on Instagram. Uh,
Wow.
Serving itself.
I'm not saying she hit us up to come on, but she hit us up as in like, I love y'all's content, love what y'all are doing. And to the degree I thought it was like, maybe this is somebody just handling her account. This ain't really her. And then she's like, shot her phone number. We text each other and talk. She was like, nah, man, y'all ever want me to come? I love what y'all doing. And so it's one of those things where you just never know who's watching. I
Right.
don't care how big or small you think you are. Matter of fact, just to my Instagram story today for it, I shared a little clip. It was the founders of YouTube 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sitting in the office after they launched and they're sad and don't know what to do because only 60 videos have been uploaded.
Wow.
And they're sitting like, man, like we thought it'd been more than this by now. Not only is only 60 videos uploaded, it ain't nothing good yet. What are we gonna do? And look what it is 20 years later.
Right.
NBC on it, don't they? I think
Yeah.
Yeah, billions of dollars.
Right.
Exactly.
So you have to find you a space, be authentic. No one can be a better you than you can be.
Exactly.
Like if you're
Quote of the
imitating,
day.
it's one thing to imitate somebody's like show mechanics, but if you're imitating a person, people gonna see through it. Like, but if you're your authentic self, there's enough market share out there, laws of attraction. You're gonna find people who like you. And
Right.
there's gonna be enough people that like you to keep it going and sustain it.
It's direct to consumer, so it ain't no fluff, it ain't no run around, and it's easier to find like minds like that. So yeah, the
Yeah.
content
And
content
and at the end of the day, P, if you love it, it's built up for success because you can't lose. You can't get negative views.
Nah,
People either gonna watch it or not. So it's like you post it and you got 10. It's not like when you log on tomorrow, you got 7. Like you can't take views away.
right. Hate
Right.
watching works just as good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on too.
Right, that works just as well. So that is no thing. So
And man, with that flame above your head, you look like the Ghost Rider, Preston. You look like you about to
Damn.
transform.
So yeah, man, yeah. Where
I
your
know
chain at?
that's what John's pit painting. One of the guys here at Churchill, he does art. He said that's good for your mental health. So he brought a few paintings to hang on the wall. So we got a few popped around all over the place. But as Neely said earlier, getting ready for the game today. So Neely, by the time this is up, who do you have winning it all this year? College football playoff.
So let me tell you who I got losing it all. The consumer is about to lose it all. The advertisers and sponsors about to lose it all. And it's going to be a big change going forward. Maybe not in 2026, but in 2027 and 8 are on out. Because here's what you absolutely cannot have, fellas. I just so happen to the audience out there to be blessed right now with a guy who played football at the highest level and a guy who played basketball at the highest level. And let me tell the basketball guy something that he has that football never will have. Preston, you're blessed with the opportunity to have a Cinderella story.
Yeah. Football ain't like that.
David can beat Goliath.
Yeah.
It will not happen in football.
Nah.
Even if some fluke happens where you sustain some injuries or the portal just demolishes your team, a team will not go past the second round. So why are we sitting here in no particular order with Duke, who won the ACC, with Virginia, who should have, could have won the ACC, with Notre Dame, you name it? They're sitting at home and we're watching Tulane and James Madison be in the tournament.
Yeah.
I've seen that debate go on all over the country, and they talked about that.
Here's what's going to save it this year. The next game has it right. But if you keep down this road and you end up having like 2 back-to-back games of people who really shouldn't be in, people going Christmas shopping. And let me tell you what State Farm and Aflac and Ford and all these other people didn't put their money up for it. They didn't put their money up to have little brother in the tournament. They put their money up to see the best play the best.
Yeah.
And in this particular bracket, you have 2 people who are in who, come on, y'all. I got no malice toward them. They need to be in a different tournament.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, most
So,
definitely.
I mean, what are the possibilities of you doing a, I don't want to call it mid-tier, but a group of 5 tournament outside?
I don't know why you can't. I think there's a market for it because I think what people want to see is
so too,
competition.
It'd be like the
And
NIT
and
NCAA
James
tournament.
Madison playing Tulane ain't a bad game.
No, it's not.
Tulane playing Ole Miss is.
Yeah, they've already pretty much
beat them to death.
Yeah.
They hazed them pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and we knew they going in. The last time they played it was 35, 45 point game. Like
45-6, I think.
Yeah, it's like, what do we like? It's like, I get it. The playoffs are going to have to expand to either 14 or 16 teams. You could even do this, Chad. You could just go ahead and take the top 25 as they're ranked, and then the 25th team is out, or the number 1 team just gets a bye and a half, and then just tier it that way. But to sit here and play like, well, we promised the group of 5 guys a seat at the table if these scenarios happen. When those scenarios happen, that does not equate to that group of 5 guy being one of the 12 best teams. What you really should sit back and do, regardless of what happens, conference championships to some degree, unless somebody emerged and won it and they were before out of it, you have to literally sit down on the last weekend and say, who are the best 12 teams in the country right now?
So what do you think about doing this? Moving the season up instead of having a week 0. Move the season up and do what you just said. Take the top 24. And then if a group of 5 is in that top 24, let them play there. And you start playing those games in November.
Hey, let me tell you this. You sounded like me on the morning run because I said, man, and I was equating it to the transfer portal calendar and when coaches have to make decisions about leaving jobs.
Right.
I said, one way or the other, man, for this calendar to be balanced, we got to start playing college football in early August, or we got to be playing college football in February or March.
Yeah, I say August 23rd.
Got to adjust.
I say August 23rd or August 17th.
February, March, because if you're gonna do the transfer portal, because the second semester has started. I've seen several people say football shouldn't be played in the second semester.
So, all right. Sometimes what you do, Preston, you remember this from your politic days. So that people would choose B, you make option A unacceptable.
Right.
We got to start the season sooner.
Yeah.
We got to move up. We got to move up a week, if not 2 weeks.
Probably 2.
And Big 12 is one of those conferences that gets 2 bye weeks. And if you moved up everybody's calendar 2 weeks, everybody could get 2 bye weeks. But something has got to change now, particularly now that you're eliminating the spring portal and people have to transfer before the next semester starts. Unless we're just going to totally scrape this got anything to do with school. And somehow it got to mesh with the collegiate calendar as well. But something is going to have to change, and I think that either the emergence of a Power Four, tournament, which you have right now with no room for the little guy, and then the middleman has his own tournament taking place at the same time. Because here's the beauty of it: with all the channels we got on TV, with all the corporate sponsors out there with these current bowl games, you have enough eyeball and bandwidth to have two tournaments going on at once. And if you don't believe it, look how well the NCAA's and the NIT go together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't make one, you make the other.
yeah, yeah. And
I would much rather see a James Madison as a one seed in the collegiate version of football NIT than to see them where they are right now.
yeah, playing what they play at Oregon, I think.
Yeah, come on, dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, it ain't gonna work.
yeah.
But I think the thing
Like
but
again, man, you got a shot in basketball.
Yeah. Let's see, basketball is a little
Cinderella can
different
find that shoe in basketball.
because
It ain't happening in
basketball, the
football,
reality
man.
is you only need one guy.
One guy get hot.
One guy, and then another thing in basketball, five. Usually even when I play, your best five against somebody else's best five, they can hang a little while. You can play a little while, but
Right.
it get to that sixth guy, seventh guy, or when you got maybe two dudes, then they got four dudes.
Yeah.
Eventually, it stretches out.
Yeah.
You can, but see again, like you said earlier, there are things you can do in basketball to level the playing field. Playing
Yeah.
zone, you can cover.
Yeah, you can move to some zone defenses. You can do
Right.
some. Yeah, you can slow the ball down. Football is too much of a full speed contact sport
Right.
on every play that Cinderella has a chance.
It's just too
Right.
talent.
Yeah.
Too talent centric. Like I give you an example, a guy like you, Neely, a long ball guy. That's the great equalizer.
Mm-hmm.
If you can shoot like you shoot it, and Steph and all of them do shoot, well, I don't have to be big. I don't have to be fast. I just got to get in my spot and let it go. So there's some things that can equalize basketball that you don't have in football. Bigger, faster, stronger will win all the time.
All the time.
Right.
All
Yeah.
the time. Bigger, faster, stronger. Hey, let's go. I was listening to Saban talk about what he looked for at a cornerback. And he said the three things they look for: can you tackle? What he said, can you cover in space, and can you play man to man? He said if you had those three things, you was our guy. He said he didn't care about no stars, he didn't care about nothing like that. Then he talked about, I didn't realize this, but Josh Jacobs was like a 0 star or something like that. He didn't have any stars. I think it's Josh Jacobs, he said, running back. I know he said one of those guys, he said one of the guys that played behind him was a 5-star. He said,
one thing I'll give Coach Saban historically and give Coach Belichick on the pro level historically, Chad, they don't mind coaching.
Right.
A lot of guys now are lazy coaches and want to just go after the absolute best guy they can get, that 5-star whatever, instead of going and getting the 3-star and turn him into a 5.
Exactly.
Because it's another thing, Chad, we got to be realistic about too. A lot of these star services are paid services. It ain't worth the paper it's printed on.
Exactly.
I tell them all the time in the shop when we get in these philosophical discussions, especially with Ray over there. I would take a 3-star from Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, than a 5-star from somewhere northeast, New Hampshire, somewhere.
The only thing I'm looking for
'Cause I know
is
that 3-star
somebody
gonna
want
be
to
an
play
athlete.
football. That's
He
it.
gonna
Give
be
me
an
somebody who want to play football.
Yeah.
Just give me somebody who want to play. I can coach them up.
Yeah.
I can get them big and fast and strong. Just give me somebody with a little heart.
Well,
Little heart.
Before we get out of here, Neely, I want you to touch on real quick because you mentioned it a little bit briefly about coaches leaving. Lane going to LSU and leaving Ole Miss. A lot of people, I think they kind of, of course, it's easy to dump on Lane and stuff like that. And I'm saying this, I know I'm an LSU guy, but the reality is, they didn't have a choice in that matter. If you're going to get that job.
If I may, I know you may be able to time crunch. I'd like to touch on two things.
Yeah, go ahead.
The coaches portal and the players portal. Starting with yours first, I am absolutely with where you are. because of the academic calendar and the football calendar, and because of the early signing day being that soon in December, what choice does one school have than to try to get their coach in before National Signing Day? And what coach does a choice that's leaving have to go ahead and announce he's leaving before that time? Otherwise, you're sacrificing an entire recruiting class, which that can't happen. The only people this don't affect, and I'm not talking about coaches not being good, it doesn't have the same impact on a good coach coming from a bad program, because a bad program, the last Saturday in November, your season is over and no one cares that you walked out. The good programs have bowl games or even playoff stuff. But the way the current calendar is set up, not just with the football schedule, but also the NCAA early signing period, signing day, and the portal opening, you have to leave before those dates. And so you have no choice. It creates a confrontational adversarial relationship. You look at Coach Prime, he left Jackson State. Luckily, those two ADs got together, said, no, it's cool. He can coach that last bowl game for us or for them, whichever side you were on. And he was able to prevent guys from hitting the portal early, coming and play a game. Didn't win the game, but you took your full team to Atlanta Celebration Bowl. But you still have fans like, no, if he gone, he need to go. No, let's let him do this last one. And it's all because of the way the calendar is set up. You're going to piss somebody off.
Yeah.
Because you're going to leave somebody hanging. You're going to leave who you're leaving hanging because you got a game left, or you're going to leave who you're going to hanging because you got recruits to sign in a matter of days, not weeks. Like when that last game ends, that either last Saturday in November or first Saturday in December, early signing day is December 3rd. You
Right.
have to be able to say where you're going to be working so the guys like Chad know if they're going to keep their commitment or not. So it's not that Lane did something nefarious. The calendar is nefarious. The calendar is flawed.
Yes. And one good thing about this era we live in now, with all the podcasts and all the people who are giving their opinions, and you can get those opinions anywhere on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I can tell when I'm listening to someone talk, like, you don't know Southeastern football, you don't know SEC football, you don't know this reason, because I've heard too many people say, oh man, he could have waited. He could have told LSU to wait. And I'm like, bro, you couldn't tell LSU to wait?
Yeah.
LSU is a
That's
destination job.
you gonna
That's
tell
like one of the
Beyonce
top
to
three
wait?
jobs in the country.
Right. Right.
And it's
Yeah.
like, no, that's not how that works.
No, certain people don't wait.
No, they don't have to wait. So I
No.
mean,
Right. Exactly.
that stuff. But Chad, we got Neely. You got anything else you want to run by Neely while we got him on the line?
I do want to mention this portal stuff, man.
Mhm.
And this applies, Chad, to like every university out there. You get our age, Coach Ford, it takes a while for the ship to turn in your mind because you've been sailing one way for 40 years.
Right.
And I understand we come from an era that if you transferred, you had to either sit out or drop down. Well, fast forward, go through the pandemic, go through NIL, all that. That's no longer the case. But
Right.
the portal, and I'm saying this to be understanding to the fans, the portal is still new to fans out there.
Yeah.
Right.
But here's what the fans gonna have to go ahead and just come to grips with. Ain't nobody caring about learning no school song. Ain't nobody playing nowhere 3, 4, 5 years at the same place no more.
Right.
No.
People are gonna go to a school that recruited them and bagged them up. And
Mhm.
once they exceed the level of that bag, they're going to be courted by a bigger bag and they're going to leave. Because the
Right.
reality is simply this. I don't care if you're at Georgia, Jackson State, Colorado, or Connecticut. When you walk into a team meeting, 97% of that room will never play football for compensation again. Never. They're not going pro.
Exactly.
Georgia ain't putting 10% of its football team in NFL. And that's Georgia. It's not happening. So here's a chance for these guys and their families to be compensated, duly compensated, and in some cases overly compensated to play football. And so if you get recruited, I will use Colorado example. You get recruited to play Colorado, and the line to get you wasn't around the block, and you come in and play receiver for a couple years, and you got about 10 to 12 catches this year, 10 to 12 that year. Third year, you got 60 catches and 1,000 yards. The phone gonna ring.
Right.
And a non-football school that's paying you 150, 200 a year, you're not getting called by a football school that's offering you 350. That kid is leaving, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't care how many of y'all cheering for him in the stands and y'all was his favorite and y'all love. He's leaving just like you would leave for a $120,000 pay raise too.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And I think that it's the fan base and our lack of understanding of this new modern age football that yes, you have issues at schools. Yes, you have a coach and a player who may not get along like they thought they would have. But 95% of what's hitting the portal is hitting the portal for a bigger bag. That even though you have non-tampering, because you have agents and family members, I can let Preston know what the market is for him without anybody ever talking to Preston.
Right.
So when he hits the portal, he already knows which one of these three goes he going to, and now we've been negotiate between them three. And
Right.
whoever dropped the biggest one, that's where we headed. Now I will say this, Shad,
Mm-hmm.
that's the NIL bag. There are guys who have NFL talent.
Mm-hmm.
You may want to be more selective about staying where you are and what kind of coaching you got and how many people they
Mm.
put in the league and what scheme they run. Because your bigger bag, your current NIL bag is status quo no matter where you go. You're gonna get paid. But your
Right.
next bag is truly generational wealth changing. So you may want to sit tight. But that's
I agree
only
with that.
about
Yeah.
5% of the market space.
That
The other
yeah
95%, they getting up out of there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, Preston, I say this because the three of us come from smaller schools in the South. Chad and I both from Jackson State. When this thing really gets down the road in the next 2 years, we're going to see, without some significant discussions and rule changes, we're going to see how detrimental it can be to the little guy.
Yeah.
Because the little guy, like a Jackson State, we're going to recruit somebody. We're going to coach him up, train him up, and then Auburn going to call and get him.
The
Yeah.
Alabama
We can't
State
match
coach
Auburn
this year.
money.
Yeah. It's already
So
happening.
The
what I'm
Alabama State
proposing, Chad,
quarterback. I'm saying Alabama State quarterback this year.
yeah, what I'm proposing, Chad and Preston, is that when that happens, the big guy needs to throw something to the little guy school.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because most NFL teams do that. I mean, when you trade, sometimes you get
It's
compensate your
like
draft pick.
I have fed, clothed, and housed and coached this guy for 2 years, and you come offer him a bigger bag, and he should take it. But I need to get something back on the expenses that I did getting him ready to this level to
All
leave.
right.
I agree. Most
Or
definitely.
else you're going to have just this incestuous system where Peter is just constantly robbing Paul.
Oh, without a
Yeah.
doubt, you forcing all the I'm gonna call them group of four for lack of a better term. They're just minor leagues.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
literally hire somebody on your staff to go like, hey, your job is to keep monitoring these leagues and for these certain positions and see who will fit with us.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
you're going from a point that the last 20 years, a mid-major group of five HBCU could tout its program based on the number of people it's put in the NFL.
right?
The next 20 years, your message is going to be how many people you put at the Power Four after they leave you in 2 years, and then they go to the NFL.
Yeah.
Because your